Hey folks, how's it going? We're checking out more Red Dwarf. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic day. Remember Show he had a heart in the last episode, man. That was surprising. Yeah, she fell in love with the old girl and gave up his spot for her on the ship. I love the face he made when he realized he said the same line from the movie because he was like disgusted by the romance in the movie. That was great. I just like the face he made. That's me whenever I watch a really cringy like romance scene in a movie, like, ugh. What else is even put in here? Who likes this stuff? Oh no. Cat's jokes in the last episode were really good too. My favorite cat joke in the last episode was when they took Rimmer. That was funny. When he was like, let's leave him, let's get out of here before they bring him back. That was good, man. I enjoyed the last episode. I really liked the design of the ship. I thought it was really, really cool. The crystal design. I wish there were more 3D models and stuff for Red Dwarf, though I can print some of it out. Because I have this really cool, like, clear resin that I could use for something like that, for that ship, and put a few LEDs inside of it. But there's not a lot of Red Dwarf, like, 3D files out there, you know? I actually been thinking about getting back into 3D modeling, because I'm not really good at it. I'm okay with it. I made a few files, like lightsabers and things like that, but I never really made too much anything that would require, like, sculpting and stuff. You know, like in programs like ZBrush and things like that. I mostly use Fusion 360 for all my modeling. I did find the Blue Midget and the Red Dwarf. I found those models. There's not a whole lot of like 3D models out there for Red Dwarf, and I just thought that ship was really, really cool. That was really, really cool. But yeah, man, I enjoyed the last episode. Let's just go ahead and jump into this one, folks. We'll talk about it more at the end. Oh, like how, let's go.
Thomas
Warhammer.
Thomas Ullman, you have been found unworthy of having existed.
Is that you, Mother?
Your life and all memory of you will be wiped from history. The void you occupied in the space-time continuum will be allocated to a person who was never given the gift of life. May they spend their time more wisely.
Dang.
Please. Why me? There must be others who lived worthless lives.
All will be judged. It is complete. All that remains is to delete your physical form. Sorry to disturb you, sir. Reality control.
Is he gonna come out the Rimmer?
Coffee, sir. Double caffeinated, quadruple sugar. Ah, Virgil's Aeneid. Oh, the epic tale of Agamemnon's pursuit of Helen of Troy. The most classic work by the greatest Latin poet who ever put quill to parchment.
It's the comic book version.
Really?
It's good though, man. It's absolutely full of history.
Zap, pow,
Is it a
kersplat,
new age?
die in bed, you Trojan pig dog, Ginyarg. I see they've remained faithful to the original text. I'm sure Virgil would have approved.
We're locked out.
This is not a malfunction. There's something controlling the craft.
Hardly any traffic around.
The Inquisitor?
Nothing on the local scan.
This isn't possible. There must be.
I'm in possession of the human known as Lister. Do not attempt to resist me.
What happened to him? His voice finally break?
Who are you?
Tremble at my name, for I am the Inquisitor.
The Inquisitor.
Your vessel is under my control. It will return you to your mothership where you will face judgment.
That is the Inquisitor. He prunes away the wastrels, expunges the wretched, and deletes the worthless.
We're in big trouble.
You used to say what's weird?
Right?
Oh, please. Take a look in the mirror. Read your entry in Who's Nobody. Who's to judge? Who's to say what's
no.
worthwhile?
Well, let's face it, Listy. Lying on your bunk reading What Bike and eating sugar puff sandwiches for 8 hours every day is unlikely to qualify.
Because I haven't written any symphonies or painted the Sistine Chapel, that makes me prunable.
No, being a totally worthless, unwashed space bum, that's what makes you free.
Precisely. The criterion is not fame. It is simply to have lived a worthwhile life.
Why did no one mention this before? I'd been told about this at the start, that the object was to lead a worthwhile life. I could have done something about it.
And there you
All
go.
those charity telethons when I used to ring in and pledge donations. If I'd known all this, I would have given them my credit card number.
Sir, you don't have to be a great philanthropist or a missionary worker. You simply have to seize the gift of life.
Oh, God.
No matter how small.
Oh, God.
You simply have to have led a life that wasn't totally egocentric, vain, and self-serving.
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
I'm just trying to make you feel better, sir.
Well, shut up then.
Hang on a minute. Why should we take any notice of some half-crazed rogue robot who's appointed himself judge and jury to the whole of humanity? Why should we kowtow to his judgment?
The Inquisition begins. Prove to me you are worthy of the honor of life. or drink deeply from the well of nothingness for all eternity.
I hate these either-or questions.
Yours to be first.
Lister.
Listen, Bogus.
The hologram. You shall be first.
Pardon? Sir?
Granted the greatest gift of all. The gift of life. Tell me, what have you done to deserve this superlative good fortune?
I say this with the highest respect, but what gives you the right to ask? No, actually demand that answer of me, your magnificence.
All must answer to the Inquisitor.
But how do I know I'll get a fair hearing?
Because all who stand before the Inquisitor, your judge shall be...
Yourself!
Dang.
Oh, Smeg.
Smeg indeed, matey.
Everyone is judged by their own self?
It's a bit metaphysical, I know, but it's the only fair way. Now then, justify yourself.
First,
Liar?
I've done good things.
No, you haven't.
In my heart, I've always tried to do good things.
No, you didn't.
Look, in my way, I've tried to lead a good life.
When?
What's that in the corner? It's the Archangel Gabriel. Well, that's me converted. I'm a new man. Hallelujah.
You are a slimy, despicable, rat-hearted green discharge of a man, aren't you?
Yes.
So then, justify yourself.
You're your
What
own
else
critic,
could I
man.
have been? My father was a half-crazed military failure. My mother was a bitch queen from hell. My brothers had all the looks and talent. And what did I have? Unmanageable hair and ingrowing toenails. Yes, I admit I'm nothing. But from what I started with, nothing is up.
This is your judgment day, bud. I gotta be cruel. There can be no favors.
I'm hearing you on FM.
I have to ask you the question. Justify your existence. What contribution have you made? I've given pleasure to the world because I have such a beautiful ass. Well, that's true.
Can I go now?
Oh, shit.
That's your case? You need more? Some say that's a pretty shallow argument.
Some might say I'm a pretty shallow guy, but a shallow guy with a great ass.
You astonish even me.
That was it.
Well, Crichton, justify
Okay.
yourself. I'm not sure I can.
Get out of this one, Smeghead.
What are you talking about?
You know what you could have made of your life if you tried. What you could have become.
So?
You've got brains, man. Brains you've never used.
So?
So justify yourself.
So?
Spin on it.
The Inquisition is over.
I'm afraid we get killed. Killed? How? While I'm standing here explaining this to you, the Inquisitor jumps me from behind like this.
Before you reach the final confrontation, in the storage bay, you must have decoded the gauntlet's controls.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm convinced.
I know you.
Well, if you do know me, you'll know I'm the kind of rough and tumble, hardened astro, ex-marine type guy you do not try for.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
For the last time of asking...
Fiona Barrington, 15 years of age. You got offered in your dad's greenhouse. You thought you got lucky, but it turned out all the time that you had your hand in warm compost. How can I know that
Gross.
and not know you?
Not true.
You've got three brothers, John, Howard and Frank. You're really mean with money. You're a tremendous physical coward. You once spent an afternoon on the Samaritan switchboard and 4 people committed suicide. Your middle name's Judas, but you tell everyone that it's Jonathan.
No.
You sign all your official letters AJ Rimmer, BSc.
They're from some freaky alternative dimension. They've come here to hijack this ship and do, weird things to us. I think we should take the lift, put them on the security deck, and stick them in the brig.
I hate to say it, but for once, Trans Am Wheel Arch Nostrils is right.
What did you call me?
Man, you know the score.
Why do I know the score?
Because you're me. We're shot from the same gun barrel. Only difference is, one did breaststroke, one did crawl.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying. Shit, guys!
right enough.
Come on, let's go!
Let's go back! Go back! I can use this. Come on, go! We can get down to the transport decks. Maybe we can nick one of the starbugs and get out of town.
Uh-oh, Gordon. We better use an air vent.
No need. Sir? Look, I'm gonna do something now, Crichton. That's totally gross. I don't want you to look. Turn around.
Oh, what?
Trust me, you don't want to know.
Logically, sir, there is only one way you could possibly have opened that door. I feel quite nauseous. Where is it?
Where's what?
Oh, sir, you've got it in your jacket!
The hole, didn't I?
Oh, sir, you are sick! You are a sick person! How could you possibly even conceive of such an idea?
Shut up! I beat you to death with the wet end.
Oh. Sir, if mechanoids could barf, I'd be onto my 5th bag by now. You're a sick person!
Come on,
sick.
Crichton, let's go.
Sick.
Come on.
I didn't know he couldn't kill all the droids. I know he just couldn't kill humans.
Seek to challenge my master.
Damn.
Crichton, I don't know how to work this thing.
Gamma Delta 145.
Oh no.
Smack, you used me?
The sport begins.
Now what the smack have you done to me?
Excuse me, could I just distract you for a brief second?
Huh?
Excuse me, could I possibly just distract you for just a brief second?
It was the best I could ad-lib at the time, sir. I know. Look, sir, I've got to go back in time and sacrifice myself in order that we can get into this mess we're in now in the first place.
Yeah, sure.
All in all, today's been a bit of a bummer, hasn't it, sir?
How long you put it in freezers? 10 minutes?
Oh, 8.4.
You might have killed the others, but I'm okay.
Oh, just one thing. If I erase you from history, you will never have existed to threaten my life in the first place.
That's a point.
So in fact, I can erase you quite safely.
Yeah? Yeah! It's the old backfiring time gauntlet trick. Just brought us off a one-way ticket to oblivion.
But you can't! My work, all my glorious work, will be undone!
Oh, it worked.
It worked?
Crichton, you're a genius.
Oh, it was your scheme, sir. I simply reprogrammed the gauntlet.
So what happens now?
Oh, well, basically, we wait for the time-space continuum to reorder itself. And I believe this is an appropriate juncture for you to give me 5, sir.
Give you 5? I can do better than that. I can give you 15.
Alright, man, this is a decent episode. As soon as I saw Inquisitor, I thought about Warhammer. Because, you know, I've been getting into the Warhammer stuff, so that's what it made me think about. And he is pretty ruthless, man. And from some of the stuff I read about Inquisitors, they're pretty tough, dude. Do some crazy stuff. Just finished the Warhammer Space Marine game. You do all this stuff, risk your life and everything, and then in the end, the Inquisitor takes you away, and you don't know what's going to happen with your character after, like, saving the planet and a bunch of guardsmen. You end up getting taken away by the Inquisitor, and you don't know what happens to your character, which kind of sucked. Like, oh, it's cold-blooded, dude. But this is a fun episode, man. Not as funny as the previous episode, but this was a really fun episode. I love how the listeners get questioned, and his life is on the line. He's just going, so... So, it was good. It was fantastic. Cat so vain, just that he has a nice ass. And I love how the person who passed judgment on you is yourself, because you are your own worst critic, usually. You usually judge yourself the harshest. I expected the Inquisitor to just be after Rimmer, just because old boy said he was the worst Rimmer in 1,000 universes. The episode when he went to the prison, and Rimmer was the one who was arrested. Stuff like that made me think the Inquisitor was coming after him. The first guy the Inquisitor took out, it's funny how he had toilet paper on his nightstand. I'm guessing the joke was he just, like, masturbates all the time and wastes his life away. I'm guessing that was a joke, and why they showed the roll of toilet paper. This show is great because as goofy as they they are, they've gotten out of some really serious situations that other people clearly didn't make it out of. Like the Inquisitor, like he says, been around for like a million years or whatever, going through wiping people out of time, and then he comes across them and they defeat him. I forgot what it was called, but they took out the Borg. And the droid that tried to replace Crichton, they took that out. They took out the polymorph. So yeah, man, they've been in a lot of critical situations and they found their way out of it, dude. So they may all be goofy, but if they put their heads together, they're usually pretty good at figuring stuff out and getting out of critical situations. And this is like the heaviest one because clearly the Inquisitor had like what he said, million something years of success wiping people out, and he came across them and they defeated him. So yeah, dude, I enjoyed this episode. All right, guys, man, that is it. That is all for this one. Hopefully you guys are happy, safe, and healthy. I'll see you in the next one. Later.